back to TGTV, and more specifically, welcome back to, you've guessed it, a car park, ladies and gentlemen. This is no ordinary car park though, because today what we are doing is I have got a very special treat for everyone. I've got my G63, which is a treat always to get this back on the channel. I love this car. I bang on about this car. It's the best car ever made, blah, blah, blah. But shut up, I'm filming. So what we're also going to be doing is getting the brand new SVR, Range Rover Sport SVR. I don't know, I need Archie to tell me how to say it. We've got that here as well.
Range Rover Sport SVR.
Thank you, Archie. Look at that, by magic. Powers of technology, I can just teleport his voice in here, or maybe he's here with us. So we've got the brand new 2018-19 Range Rover Sport SVR and the brand new G63. These cars are kind of benchmarks in the silly performance SUV market. And what we've also got here, ladies and gents,
What do you want?
You want that?
What do you want? He's getting weird, isn't he? Yeah. Dapper down.
Dapper, dapper, dapper. What could you play? What could you play?
That's not what I was going to show you. What I was going to show you is Archie's also got his car over here. We've separated it from the new nice cars and we've put his silly old one over here.
I will break your leg.
Okay, so Archie's car's over here. This will be brought into proceedings very, very soon in this video. There's a very good reason this is here. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go around these two cars. We're going to discuss price point, residuals, performance, usability, all the rest of it, and decide which one is actually the sensible buy. Well, neither of them are sensible really, but which one is the best buy, because they both operate in the same market sector. If you're looking for a high performance SUV, you'd probably be looking at one of these two. We've disregarded for now the Range Rover Autobiography SVA or whatever it's called. You know the one I mean?
SVO.
Yeah, the Vogue lad.
Yeah, because that is just, well, we can get hold of one, and to be honest with you, it's just silly. It's just far too silly. So, without further ado, I'm going to pick one of these two, and we'll get going. I think then we'll start with this Range Rover Sport SVR, finished in Chorus Grey, the same colour, exact same colour as my Land Rover Defender. And if you didn't know about my Land Rover Defender, go on my Instagram, because there's lots of content about it on there. There's some videos here on the channel as well. So we've got black wheels on this, and these are a new design of wheel for the brand new Range Rover Sport SVR. And if you'd like a comparison, Archie, your car's a state, but that is the old design. And this is the new design. I actually think these wheels look smaller than your ones.
That's because they are.
They're not, they're 22s, you drip.
These are 22s, are they?
Yeah, they're 22s.
Are they actually?
Yeah, they are actually lads.
Well, they look smaller and they're worse.
Okay, that's because the arch is closer to the wheel than yours. Because you've lowered it.
I don't think it's...
Okay, so I don't know if I'm a fan of those wheel designs, but the facelift here on the brand new SVR means that it's got a whole new headline unit, which you saw in the opening shot. So it opens up and does this funny little dance. Jay, can we do it? Here we go. Ah, we do like that. That's good.
Enough of that, lad.
Enough of that. On the pre-facelift then, Archie's one, it kind of bulges out here into the grille. This has now got more
Don't ruin my whole video, if you can. That'd be good.
Okay, Archie's done a comparison between the two. Well, we're actually not comparing this one and this one.
Yeah.
Archie's done that on his channel. Go and check it out.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. No, it's fine. I don't think that gets demonetised, you gesturing like that.
I don't know. I feel really bad what I've just done. So.
No, you don't. Brands will be watching.
Stop defending yourself.
Ah!
Okay, so
that boy, he's got some please now. Woo!
okay, fine. Chorus Grey then. And brand new option on this car is the carbon bonnet. Many of you will see it. There's a carbon stripe down the middle. I think this whole bonnet is actually, yeah, it's carbon already. It's already carbon, so you can option it to be exposed there as well. Yeah, cheers, mate. And that is a £6,000 option. So I'm just actually going to cover the cost first and foremost. In these specs here, that car is, what would we say that car is probably going to be? What would that cost?
104, 950.
106 probably, something like that?
Between 106 and 110, because I actually spec one of these and I did order one, but then I cancelled it. So stupid me. So yeah, about 110 absolute tops for that in that spec. And this one here, I'm actually reluctant to say, is about 156,000. So yeah, there's like what, 40 odd K's difference between those two. Size-wise, actually, whilst we're here, let's have a little look. Size-wise, you can see that the G sits a lot higher, which I really, really like. And that setting on the suspension there is on high as well. Is it on high, you two?
No, it's not high standard one. No, so Jay's left it on high. He keeps on leaving.
That's not high, it goes up above that.
No,
that's standard.
I don't think you're well, mate.
Mate, you're mental.
I don't think you're well.
So Archie drives around in his lowered because he's very odd.
That's a standard.
Why is that odd?
Lowering a Range Rover is odd.
No.
No, it is.
Yes.
You only lower it to get out of it if you're really short. Oh, okay.
That goes higher, lad. But not as high as a G.
Very well. Okay, so the G's 1.9 centimeters.
Much higher.
Okay, thank you.
Shut up.
So presence-wise on the road, I think the G's got more presence. I think it wins that round. Value for money-wise, I think the G probably isn't as good a value for money as the SVR, let's be honest. I think that's probably well, that is a lot of money for the G.
It's a G-Wagon.
It's a stupid amount of cash, but that's why we love them, because they are a complete waste of money. They're fantastic.
They don't make any sense, but they're
Residuals-wise, we can look at the old model for sort of past performance, and the old SVR, they've probably dropped what from your one. Your one was what 120k, brand new, and you bought it for what 75. So that's for crying out loud. So that's dropped what 45k in 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Maybe to you, not to Tony. And if you look at the previous G-Wagon as well, that was, I think they're about 100, well, I had one, it was 136 new, and 2 years in, they're probably what, well, you know about this, how much is a 2-year-old G-Wagon?
Old shape G-Wagon still is like 105, 107.
So residually then, I think the G-Wagon's actually held up, percentage-wise, a bit better than the SVR. And do you know why I think that is? Do you know why? Do you want my?
Less cars.
There's less of them. So there was a very limited supply of these coming to the UK, and there still is a limited supply of them because they are handmade still in Austria.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, yours is churned out by some rubbish factory. This is handmade. Okay, mate. Yeah, and I think, here we go. I don't actually think that says handmade on it, but it's a cool little plaque anyway. I like it.
You're going to go to the badge. Handmade in Austria.
Oh no, it's got the matey boys on the this camera.
Austria friend. Hello, Austria friend.
There's a little signature on the dash there as well with the person that made it, so it's all very cute. Okay, mate. Well, some of us don't drive around in cars made by factories.
Did you hand build my car?
Okay, shush. So that's why I think, anyway, the G-Wagon has held up residually a lot better, and it's more of an icon than the Range Rover Sport. That's been around for 40 odd years, and people like icons. It's like the Rolex Submariner, the Amiga Speedmaster, whatever. People like it. So yeah, I think this will do better residually, and these were actually selling for overs of about sort of 10, 15k over, and actually the SVR I think was doing about 5k overs. I think the overs have gone on that, and the overs are just about holding on the G-Wagon. So yeah, there's a little bit of market talk. Are you happy with that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, mate.
Just take the camera off his face.
Okay
No,
then.
what I was going to say, if you get in an SVR now at like 70-ish, 75 grand, 16 plate, JE, you're not going to actually, the depreciation's gone, which is quite good. That's one of the reasons why I got one of them, just saying.
Yeah, so I think depreciation-wise then, if we do care about that, I think it's probably best if you jump in one of those for the time being. Although these aren't gonna poo. They're doing very well.
If you spec one of those to the absolute hilt,
Yep.
140 new shape SVR, you might not have a good time. If you spec very sensibly and tastefully like that is, you're probably going to be fine for a bit.
You can spend 120,000 on spec easy.
Yeah, easy. The carbon bonnet ones and stuff, yeah.
So what's the maximum you can spec? Because this is spec'd pretty much as high as it will go. You can't tick any other options other
I've
than.
seen these online for like 140, 150.
So yeah, I mean you can spec that up to about 140, and that's 155.
150, 155. Like Nardo got it, like everything ticked.
So we're not comparing like with like, saying that's 110 and that's 155, 160, whatever it was. We're not comparing like with like, because that is a high spec car. Whoever spec that, I mean, yeah, me, sort of, went mental. Yeah, carbon steering wheel. I mean, that steering wheel was like £6 for the wheel. What? Scurrilous behaviour. So yeah, okay, that's value for money covered anyway, in a roundabout way. Righty then, exciting stuff. I'm not even going to bother opening this because no one really cares what it looks like in there. No one opens the bonnet ever. In the G-Wagon, you have a 4-litre twin-turbo V8, the same one that you get in the AMG GTR. That punts out 577 brake horsepower. That's a 4-litre twin-turbo V8. And over here, we also have a V8, but we have a 5-litre supercharged variety in there, and that pumps out 567 brake horsepower. So that's 10 brake horsepower down on the G-Wagon. But most importantly though, this has got 110 less torques than the G-Wagon. And that is probably down to the fact that it's got a supercharger and not two turbos. So you're 10 brake horsepower down and 110 torques down. That's pound-foot of torque. So the G-Wagon's got 627, and this one has got 516. In the real world, that's not going to make any difference at all, really. They're both extraordinarily fast. And on paper, I think, actually, it says that this is 4.4 seconds to 60, but this is 4.3 seconds to 60. But as Archie has found out in his drag race, he's actually drag raced these two cars. Well, actually, here's one versus the new G63. The G63 wiped the floor with the older one. So it'd be interesting, actually, to see these two cars together in a drag race. Are you going to get them together at some point in a drag race? You like drag races?
It won't make much difference. Rolling start. When we did the
Rolling Start G63 will wipe the floor with all of them, I think.
It's not enough. It's not enough because it literally just pulled away enough.
People change the supercharger pulleys in the SVR on the 650 watt.
I remember having an old Mini with a supercharger in it. I changed the pulleys, I put reduced pulleys in it, and that was chaos.
Okay, let's just go stock to stock.
Nothing in it.
Stock to stock.
G will win.
Well, the G.
Well, new shape SVR versus G. I don't know.
Up to 60, I think it'd be very, very even, and it'd be very start dependent, but the G would just keep going and going and going.
It's noticeably
Despite the complete lack of aerodynamics on the G. I mean, the windscreen is pretty much vertical still. It's chaos. But yeah, I can confirm this thing's absolutely ridiculously fast. And handling wise, I mean, obviously I've not been around the track in anything, let alone either of these two.
I have.
Yeah, okay. But I can confirm that they both go round corners unbelievably well for SUVs, as well as the Bentayga. I mean, all these new SUVs now, they're doing so well handling wise. They're mental. Right, should we go inside one? And let's go in here first. So this has got the deployable steps. The G-Wagon, you cannot option that, and it doesn't have them. The G-Wagon instead has got just these fixed steps. They just sit there, which are quite good. And actually, the deployable ones will get you in the shin if you're not careful. So, yeah, pros and cons. The G's actually a lot higher to get into as well, as you can see. Bit of a pain in the arse. So if you're getting in and out of a car with like an elderly relative all the time, probably not best to get a G-Wagon. I took my mum out on this the other day. She's not elderly, I would like to add. But yeah, she's quite small as well. She did struggle with it. Anywho, let's go round. She did like the G though. She was commenting, looking down on another motorist. So coming in here then, this is a very nice place to be. Very, very nice place to be. This is all updated for the 2019 model. You've got various touchscreens down here. This controls the car, and then this is your audio and your nav and all that jazz. And you've also got another colour screen up here. Let's get this on, shall we, lad?
Can we turn it all on? It'll come on, lad.
Oh, look at this.
Let me show you one thing I know about it, lad, that might be quite interesting for people.
Please.
This is all obviously new, the mood lighting kind of stuff. So
yep.
I like little features like this. When I put, oh, it's gone. When I put vehicle here,
yep.
Then I click dynamic mode here. Watch the colour of this lighting.
What's happening?
I like that.
Oh, it's all gone red because you clicked
mode.
Dynamic.
I like that.
That's basically chaos mode.
It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, we do like that.
And everywhere. It's not
And
just
this is all lit up on here. This is basically almost like touchscreen on here now. It is a really cool place to be. You've got new seats in this one. Archie will touch on the differences between the new one and the old one a lot more in his video. He's done a huge in-depth video, which is actually quite informative for his channel. And you've got aluminium paddles as well. Everything's very well made in here as well. Yeah. Very, very well made. It's good. It is good. And you've got the Meridian Hi-Fi and you've got aluminium everywhere. It's good. That's about all I'm going to add here. Well, let's go around to the G then. Should we go around to the G, mate? Yeah. And we'll compare it. And then we'll have a little vote on who do we think's done the interior best. Coming around. We've obviously got a wheel on the back of the G and no wheel on the back of the Range. Let's have a look then. Is it still open? Yes, it is. So I am biased, okay? This is the interior of the G. I'm going to get up in here. It's very inelegant to get into when you're trying to film a video. Let's just try, especially when you're wearing clodhoppers. Oh, Christ. Try not to put a dent in the door. Ugh. We're in the G-Wagon. Instantly then I feel more at home. I love AMGs. But it's worth mentioning that this has not got the brushed aluminium option. It's got the carbon throughout, and that's a very expensive option. It's about £4.5 just to have a bit of carbon there. And the wheel, as I mentioned, I think is about £6 or something. It was ludicrous, the price of this wheel. But I just think it makes the car. Disgusting. I'm going to have to clean those windows now because he's breathing on them. You're an idiot.
You are butters.
It's absolutely disgusting.
If I went like this, how annoyed would you be?
You're clapped. Don't do that, lad. I'm getting defensive.
I really want to attack you.
I'm being defensive.
So in here as well, we've got the uprated designer leather seats. These are an optional upgrade. The standard seats have like sort of stripes, and they do look a bit cheap, the standard seats, so I'd advise getting these. But in here, I know I'm biased, but I actually prefer the interior in it. Let me know in the comments anyway as we go along.
Lads, do those blue lights
The
change?
door's cool as well, and we've got Burmester Hi-Fi in here and not Meridian. What are you going on about?
The lights and stuff change. I didn't realise how good the G is inside. That is.
Patronus colours and then everything else.
Yeah, I've changed them to the Patronus colours because I love F1. But you can also change to about...
IWC clock. How have you not got that in the video? That is mayhem.
There's
Yeah,
rich.
have you not seen that before?
But then it's got a digital one on the dash as well.
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
annoy you
Is
more.
that gonna focus in that? How do we get to focus? Oh well, it's on there anyway.
It's got the digital. Get it up on the digital as well, lad. You've got two IWC.
Yeah, there we go. We've got IWC clock there. And can you just?
We have
Burmeisters.
digital.
I am being serious, Tom. I'm actually being serious.
camera's terrible.
Burmeister sound system, if that's how you say it, looks sick. Compared to Meridian in the range, that looks sick.
You don't have this passenger grab handle either in the range.
Carbon.
In carbon, with carbon overlay on it. I think personally the interior in here is better.
Can I just
than
say
the
one thing I
SVR.
don't like about it as much,
What?
which I prefer on the SVR, is the roof.
No.
Okay, so the roof in here is just this sort of smaller affair here, but in the SVR, I don't know if you can see that through there, probably not. The SVR's got a panoramic roof which you can open, and this one obviously opens up.
Necessary. I think everything in here is much nicer, to be honest with you.
Oh, is that sound system up there as well?
Yes.
Yeah, the sound system's everywhere. So that's a speaker. You've got little speakers on here.
Yeah, nice. Good.
Camera is
Just
just
a sticker on the windscreen.
awful.
This is key goods.
Oh, what, the telling me when to service it? No, we'll leave that on. And it says no maximum load. Because Archie said, do you want to come and drag race your G? And I was like, nope. It's within its first service window, so we're not going to do that. It tells you not to go over maximum revs and whatever under 1,000 miles before it's had its running in service. And I look after my stuff, don't I, lad?
You actually do. Your
I'm
cars
really-
and everything else. So do I.
I'm really nerdy about stuff. They always get allowed to warm up the whole lot. I really look after stuff, so...
I look after my... What?
Yep,
Why are you
and we've got the
telling-
little signature here of the bloke that made the car, or put the engine together. Okay, thank you, cheers. And on here, I've optioned to have a G-force meter, very important for going around corners in London at 4 miles an hour. And we've got the boost gauge here to tell you how much boost the turbo is getting, and also oil temperature and blah blah blah. So I know when it's up to temperature, and I can open up a little bit more, but not more than specified by the running in stipulations.
What is
Yep.
What is the running? How long do you have to run it in for? Is it 1,000 miles? Is it 1,000 miles?
Okay. Yeah, it's 1,000 odd miles. It says it up here, and it says no full load, so no drop, no kick down in the gears. You're not allowed to hoof it and kick down through the gears either. Well, you are allowed to, but they just said, look, if you don't want your engine going pop or sort of...
You want to be careful. It's a new car.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the interior in here is better than the SVR.
It is much better.
it's overall.
And the tech is really, really good. Everything in here just works really well.
That is good, lads.
It's nice.
It's so nice.
It is nice. Merc, nail it.
Yeah.
And I dare say,
Some others.
although I've had a problem actually with the parking sensors, I'm being honest here, ladies and gents, I could have just glossed over this.
Much better. You
The parking sensors have been annoying me, so that's just a glitch, and apparently that's been a common thing on the early cars. Other than that, I just don't see this going wrong. It's Mercedes; they just win, don't they?
They don't go wrong.
And SVRs, as we know, are plagued by sort of unreliability issues.
There's more issues than that, mate. Under there, there's not just the issue.
What's going on in there?
No, I said no. What I was saying.
Oh, Wotherspoons. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. Cheers, mate.
There's some SVR software issues on there.
I was saying it's more issues than just the reliability problems. We know what they are.
What, with SVRs? Well, because they get nicked non-stop.
Yes.
That's the most stolen car in Britain, pretty much.
In London, the most stolen car.
Oh, that's nice. We'll have that. So you were saying that the usability-wise then, I mean, I guess you can't walk around the car and talk about that. You own an SVR around town. Is there anything that annoys you about the car?
Not really. Fuel.
Fuel. Yeah, fuel with this one is just
Same thing. Yeah.
appalling.
That's gonna be a normal thing. But
No, it's alright on that long run from Leeds, lad.
we're not talking about long runs, lad.
Okay, lad, I was just balancing it out, lad.
This 2019 model's better on fuel than the previous model, and I'd imagine the SVR, they've improved the economy in that as well. I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but in real world they make no difference, because if you're hoofing, then you're just destroying them.
pump, lad.
Yeah, around town they're not very good. On motorways they're not so bad.
If you're not getting the supercharger up to speed and you're not getting the turbos up to speed, they're actually not that bad. They're all, most of the engines like...
But around town, SUVs are amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're just rumbling along.
You're up high. You're
Making
sat in
a
traffic
racket.
90% of the time, and you're just quite comfortable in there.
And you can make a loud noise still.
And you can make I can make a very loud noise in mine.
Let us go and do some revs. Was that okay? Yeah, that was incredibly antisocial.
They are loud still.
Should we go and do the G?
They're not as loud as the 16 plate, just saying.
No, because
Archie's obsessed with the fact that his 16 plate is louder, and even before the aftermarket exhaust, he's obsessed with the fact that the 16 plates are, but as standard, louder than the facelift ones.
I'll tell you why.
Emissions.
No, yeah.
Go on.
The new emission rules in England do not allow this car to be as loud as this car, and I will leave it there. And you're never going to get one louder, just saying. And you're never going to get the pops and bangs, but fine, keep driving.
Are you crazy? Downpipe and exhaust, you're off.
Are you unwell?
You're not well. You are 100%.
You're not.
You go into a conspiracy theory.
You don't quite.
Just because you got stickers of your exhaust
Don't
inside,
stand up
don't give
to
me
me.
that.
You don't get cars, mate.
I get more cars than you get, lad.
No.
I'm in something different every week, lad. I do, lad.
Focus on the lid and we'll leave it there.
Should we go listen to the G?
I'm going to get my
This
jaw
is
broken
nonsense.
in a minute.
Yeah, you are, by one of us. Should we go listen to the G? Please, can you just behave, you two? It is now time to listen to the G, and I'm not holding up much hope here because I know what the G
I'll rev
sounds
it for you,
like.
mate.
Come on then, fire up. Exhaust button, please, as well. Thank you. Did you even hear anything? This is double glazing, by the way.
Sounds good. What I did there is I put it into Sport Plus.
Yeah, I thought you might have done.
Did
You tell you're a racing driver.
Have you noticed that difference?
There's a little bit of difference. Oh, look, here we go.
Revs higher. Did the same with the A45. Honestly, that's exactly the same as my A45. When you put it
No,
on,
this is much better.
no, obviously, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you put it in Sport Plus.
Oh yeah, revs higher.
Thank you.
I've not been putting it in Sport Plus that much because I don't want to take it over a certain amount of revs because they're running in period.
Oh, so I've just done that.
Well, no, it was nowhere near red line, so you're fine. And it's warm because we just got here.
Carbon wheels, mate.
Carbon wheels are the best. Okay.
This, I'm sorry, Jay, but this interior compared to SVRs is just there's no.
I'll hold my hands up. Mercedes they've won interior. They've beaten Audi. They're flying.
They've beaten.
They're flying. They're flying.
They've won. This interior is the best.
So nice as well. It's just rich, to be fair.
Just rich.
It costs more than my Hurricane. This costs more than my Hurricane.
Yep. Damn right.
It's how
What's
he's
a
sat in
car?
the car park. Yeah, he still assumes that position because he just feels it's special, doesn't he?
Yeah,
It just made him feel right.
In terms of driving position, how you feel, elbow up, it's great.
Yeah.
One of the best things as well. That noise, it's just great. Absolutely great. Anyone who knows anything about cars, you could slam that door near them and they would know. They would know exactly what it was. But the SVR door, you could slam that and they'd be like, what's that? Peugeot 104? Is that in the car?
And the worst part about the whole thing is that they never shut properly.
No, the best thing about the G-Wagon doors is usually when people slam my car doors, I get really, really annoyed. And it's often cause for never speaking to them again. But with the G, they slam them and I'm like, very good. You needed to do that. Oh, the latching noise is good as well.
Yeah, that's good. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Do it again.
No. Okay, I think we can leave it now.
Yeah, let's do a key comparison. People.
Yeah, key comparison. This is getting very detailed here, isn't it, everyone? Okay. I've spat all over the lens now. Okay, you're out at dinner. You're sat there with a bird. You clonk one of those on the table. Which is getting you? No, Archie, get that key off there now. I'm going to drop kick it.
Ready?
I'm going to Schmeichel that thing. Oh, I like that.
Oh, Rich. Do you know what's disappointing?
My Defender key is exactly the same as that.
Take that away for a
Get
second.
rid of it.
Do you know what's disappointing? You pay all that money for an SVR and that key is probably exactly the same as every other model. At least with that, they've made an
Mine
effort.
is better
What,
than
it's
yours,
AMG?
mate.
Yeah, AMG, at least you know it's a premium model.
Do birds know what the AMG crest is? Can you, honestly, I'm going to boot that. Thank you. I think the AMG key wins it.
Yeah, of course, by Mars. Look at that.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Did you know
it's
this
rich.
key's handmade in Austria?
Right then, I think I've waffled for long enough, but I think I've actually covered quite a lot of points there. I think it's been a relatively informative video for this channel anyway. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been helpful if you've been looking to buy one of these two cars. Obviously, I'm going to say the G-Wagon is the buy of the bunch. If you can buy a sensibly spec'd one and you don't go overboard on the options, or you can buy one that's sort of an X-Demo, something like that, for about 140 odd K, it's a good buy. It's the pick of the bunch as far as I'm concerned. But the SVR is an unbelievably complete car. It's pretty much a 2 or 3 car garage in one car, and the G-Wagon is a little bit more silly. And the other thing I didn't mention as well, you can't always get that in every single car park. You do need to keep an eye on what height the car parks are. You need to look at the sign on the way in, basically, because it can get very expensive if you don't. Anyway, hopefully that's been helpful. Hopefully Archie hasn't annoyed you too much in this video. I think he's been relatively useful for Archie anyway. And I will see you all very, very soon. I think that's it. Anything else, Jay?
Lovely video, lad. Nice.
Lovely video.
Go easy, though.
If you're not, okay, my Instagram is actually more chaotic than my YouTube. So I've got more followers on Instagram than I do on my YouTube. So I want to get you lot over on my Instagram causing chaos, because my YouTube subscribers and commenters, they cause absolute mayhem. So head over to my Instagram right now, it's on the screen, and let me know you've watched this video, and just leave an emoji of your choice, or just cause chaos, basically. And if you're not following my twin brother, that is my twin, actually, the one with noodles in his head, make sure you do as well. His Instagram's on the screen. And Archie Hamilton Racing, if you're really, really stuck and you're really bored, make sure you can give him a follow as well. He takes a very good photo next to a car. Anyway, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye!